welcome back to another episode of the Mindset Quest. Today, we're going to be talking about a really important lesson, and that is how to be taken seriously. So, have you ever not been taken seriously before, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally between coworkers, friends, family? If you have, then I'm sure you know how it feels when you're trying to be taken seriously, but you're not. I know from personal experience that not being taken seriously really feels shitty. And it starts to make you overthink about things and all of this. And so I just want to help those who feel like they want to be taken seriously, feel like they want to have a voice, but aren't quite sure of how to. So here are some tips on how I've been able to be taken a little bit more seriously as a coworker, as a friend, and as a daughter. So first off is your confidence, how you speak to other people about anything and about yourself. Because believe it or not, people judge your confidence and your ability to be taken seriously about how you talk about yourself. So one thing that I've learned about confidence is that people make very snap judgments about your confidence based off of how not only you present yourself, but also about how you speak about yourself. So, for example, I have in the past, I've done this thing where I kind of self-sabotage, where if I'm in an awkward position or if I'm trying to make someone laugh, I will actually make a joke about myself to make that other person laugh, to kind of like break the ice. But then it makes me feel bad after I say it. I have that type of moment where I'm like, why did I just say that? Like, that wasn't that funny. And it just makes me look like an idiot. Over time, I've really come to realize that from all those little mini jokes I've made about myself that have made myself look bad, that respect for myself in myself and with the other person respecting me has kind of gone down. So obviously, I don't recommend doing that in a work setting. It's probably not going to work to your favor. But another thing is how you speak about what your role is. So if you are being hired to, let's say, be a social media manager or something like that, your opinions and your confidence about how to execute something to make it look a certain way goes a really long way. And one quote that always sticks with me when I'm thinking about confidence is this: you are who you think they think you are. If you listen to Jay Shetty, he says this a lot. I stole it from him. It's really stuck with me ever since I've heard that. But what it means is if you think of yourself as something, then the actions and the energy that you give off after thinking that thought or saying that thing about yourself is going to be mirrored to the person that you are around. And then they're going to think that you're that thing that you think you are, and so you are that thing. So let me give you an example. Confident. Okay, so, I'm thinking, oh, I'm not confident. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I say that to myself, and then my actions are going to reflect that subconsciously because I'm going to be asking a ton of questions, really obvious questions, maybe not rereading things over, maybe not putting in 100% of my effort into something. So those actions reflect that I'm not confident because that's what it shows. So then that person is going to make a judgment, say, this person doesn't know what they're doing because look at this, they can't even do this the right way. So they're going to think you're not confident. And then when you guys both think you're not confident, when you both are agreeing that you yourself are not confident, then you're not confident. So that's why it's super important to really be careful about the words that you say to yourself, because as soon as you allow yourself to feel a certain way, you're automatically gonna be giving off that energy that you are or you are not this thing. So be really careful about how you talk to yourself. The second step that I have about being taken seriously is to be able to state your own opinion, even if it's different. And this came and still does come really hard to me, especially in a work setting, because I just want to please everyone. And being a people pleaser is one of the most, I think, awkward things, because even if I have an opinion, it just comes so hard to me to not be agreeable. So the number one thing I have to say about that is the moment that you decide to start stating your opinion, and I don't mean obnoxiously, I don't mean like be stubborn about it. I just mean say, that's a really great idea, but I also have this idea. Or your friends want to do something, oh, that's cool, you guys can do that, but I don't really want to do that. And it doesn't have to be this big, loud thing to be able to state your opinion, but I do think it's important to be heard, especially in any type of relationship, just to be able to speak to that person. In my work setting, the moment I stopped agreeing with my boss, and not in a way that's like mean or anything, I just mean the moment I stopped smiling and nodding to everything and started saying, hey, actually, I think this is a good idea. Hey, actually, I don't think that might work for us. Let's do this instead. She actually started respecting me because I wasn't just obliging to every single thing she said. I was actually taking ownership, and I was actually doing more than what she was asking me. So the minute that you don't agree with people just to agree with people to help to make them happy, they automatically begin to take you more seriously because they see you as your own person making your own decisions about this own thing. And that's step number 2. Step number 3, and the last one, is to lean into that person you are and why you're special. I know this is such a cliche, but don't try to be like someone you're not. And I think that social media today has really encouraged us to be people that we're not. One specific example that I have that I've been thinking about a lot lately is when I was at a bar with my 2 guy friends from college. And I was talking about how I am meeting new people in this city and how I'm trying to make new friends. And so I'm trying to come off as this confident person who doesn't take shit from anyone and like building myself up. And he's one of those people who is just like brutally honest with you, even if you don't ask for it. But in this instance, I think I really needed to hear it. And he said, Alexis, why are you trying to be someone you're not when you have so many great things that you are that you're not trying to use? And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. And I'm sure he didn't really mean it in such a deep way, but I interpreted it so differently, but he was so right. I am trying to be this person who has a loud personality, who people might be a little bit intimidated when they see me. And anyone who knows me knows I am the least intimidating person ever. So that was not going to work out for me either way. But it just got me thinking, like, why do we always try to change and be this person we're not? One thing that I think I'm trying to change internally and subconsciously is how whenever I'm out and I and talking to people or whatever, like people call me cute. And I know that's not the worst compliment to get, but to me, I think of cute as childish. And I think of cute as this like sweet little girl. And as I'm trying to be an adult, I don't know if cute is the way that I really want to be seen. So how are my actions and how is my impression of how is the impression of me rubbing off on other people as cute? So that was just one thing that I kind of am thinking about now in being a young adult is how I can lean into that person that I already am, but not think of it as a bad thing. Like think of it as a good thing and use that as a good thing, but you can also spin it to be taken seriously. Like I can be cute, but also be taken seriously because of how my action, how I do things, how I talk to people, how I look. So yeah, I think it's super important how powerful your energy and your words you use are. So I really just highly suggest that you start using your words and your energy for good and for growth because that's how you are going to grow by talking to yourself, by doing things that will help you do good and not doing things that'll help you do bad. So, on that note, I just want to say thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you make your mindset the key to your quest, and I hope that you start speaking a little bit nicer and a little bit better to yourself. So, on that note, thank you for listening.